Hello, I'm Patricia McNeely from Twin Flame Reconnection. How are you today? I am a illumined Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. You know, one time I spoke that into a device and it came out as aluminum blue plane, aluminum blue plane. I'll take it. Anyways, today what I want to talk to you about is the topic of who was the karmic in a past life. Yes, that karmic has been in a past life. And I'll tell you some of the reasons. And I'll tell you some of what to do about it. So it becomes very confusing for people when they start to feel connections or they dream it. You know, I don't know about you, but I always used to love TV shows like from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the reruns that you see where they go into this dream sequence. It's like, do, and someone's dreaming something. Well, sometimes our dreams are like this. We see something in our dreams that we sometimes question the next day, and we say, who was that? Why did I see that scene? And who are they to me? And where does that all fit in, right? So that karmic was in a past life. Now, some people have had relationships with soulmates who, yes, also are karmic soulmates for good or for bad, that, yes, we've learned lessons from, okay? But what about people that are the third wheel on your union, okay? Is that a toxic triangle? Is it a love triangle? Is it a love triangle gone wrong? Is it a love triangle that's going to persist? Is it a love triangle that you want to support? Should you support it? Are you giving your energy to it? Are you the one who is allowing someone to reach out to you, make them feel better, and you feel drained? And then you start wondering, who is this person? Why am I dreaming them? So maybe you're dreaming of someone's spouse, someone you care about, and it's their spouse, and it could be a woman or a man. And many things can happen in this situation. But what is the real key? It's something from the past. And the real key is, are you going to repeat it? Are you repeating history that needs to conclude? And the answer is yes, you need to conclude and close and seal up and get away from it so that that too dwindles down and you can move on without feeling drained, exhausted, empathic, leaned upon, taken advantage of, energetic vampires, everything that you call it, feeling all of the things that are happening in that household. Don't you want some peace and harmony? Do you really want a part of all that stuff that might need to break down? It's like having an explosion. And like, you're going to stand right there, or are you going to get clean away and not let all the stuff hit you? I suggest that you get clean away from it for good and for all, and let what really needs to catch up to you and magnetize to your beautiful, generous, magnetic heart do so. Now, who is that karmic? That karmic was somebody already in a past life. A lot of people were. Sometimes you don't see the worst of it. Sometimes what you're seeing is a daily situation, like it's day in and day out. You might have lived in a small village. Everybody knows, but it's all hidden behind closed doors. Or maybe you had a rivalry that someone decided to beat you out for this person, or run you out of town, or run you in, or run you through with a sword or something. Maybe one of the people riled up one of you in a life that one of you ended up dead. Yeah, that's another scenario that happens. So when I do readings and sessions for people, these are the things that I see. I see who poisoned who killed who ran a knife through people. And furthermore, there is usually some physical manifestation of it. There is an ache, pain, poke, something that someone has going on with their body that I help to remove it then. So those kind of sessions are usually off the charts because it is amazing when that stuff gets unraveled, how little power it has over you. Although without that, some people call it dark forces. They'll feel something, and the more they look, the more it perpetuates. Why? Why do people want this to perpetuate? Why are people not paying attention to the help that is here to actually get it removed? Why would you want someone who harmed you, hurt you, traumatized you, terrorized you, ran you through, poisoned you, got you, or like got you excommunicated out of town, any of that? Stole your man, stole your woman, whatever the circumstance is. Now, there is a process to that because you have to clear out several parts of you. That doesn't just affect one part of you. In other words, it doesn't just affect your private parts. It doesn't just affect your emotions. It doesn't just affect your mind. It doesn't just affect how you feel about yourself. And that in and of itself requires that you address it properly, because there's additional support you need to heal and repair and restore yourself. And there is also maintenance. What do you do after? What if you see something 6 months that's not to your taste? That is something that might have upset you or triggered. Are the triggers intended to continue happening? The good news is with my modality, no, you don't get triggered. You might get a little upset, but you're not going to have the hugest trigger ever. And why? Because those are some of the stuff that send people into a tailspin. That kind of tailspin is not only self-destructive, it is damaging to a lot of people. There is collateral damage. There's things that we've all, been a part of. And these things are documented sometimes in stories, like a person who received, faceplant. She tried to kill herself over some guy who jilted her. She didn't do it. She botched it. And she's living out the rest of her life like this. Now, these are the things that our souls are trying to prevent us from getting so triggered we go off the deep end. And yet, when you have, some of the things that have occurred multiple times throughout your history, and who was that karmic anyway? Are you going to let them be the same stone in your shoe that has always been there in several lifetimes? Pay attention to that, because all the readings in the world of telling you there's hooks and stuff, readings won't help you remove it. It might help you to say, but you have to use the power of love that you are. You have to use the goddess or God that you are. And some people do roll over and play dead on this. They play possum or they play rabbit. They just freeze. They just don't know what to do with it. But what I can tell you is you don't have to live like that. You don't have to live it out where there's just something and you keep feeling like you're sinking somehow. You're sinking, you're losing your own self-respect. You're wondering, why did someone treat you like this? Or what about all those feminine wiles that people have? Or the masculine wiles, right? Where someone is able to, do things, and next thing you know, some part of you is going like, wait a minute, what just happened? Okay. Or they even break away from someone and they find someone else. What is up with that? And there you are holding the fort for what? Okay. The thing is we want to turn that around and get you empowered so that you feel good and you break not only those patterns, but you break clean away from whatever things the karmic, and not only that, you feel so good about it, you might actually feel compassion or at least neutral towards that karmic person, because that's sometimes how it's been. And women have been pitted against each other because men are resources, and men have been pitted against each other because Women are resources. Women will bear your children and cook your meals and do all this stuff, and she'll love you. And, you know, men have baited each other or tried to outdo each other, and women have tried to outdo enough. There's enough resources to go around. I promise. There's plenty of people, and there are plenty of very likable and genuine and loving people. Okay. Even the karmics have someone they belong to. And that's sometimes something we all forget. We forget. Maybe that karmic actually does belong to someone. And maybe some of those past lives, can we do some time travel and fix this whole situation? You bet your ass. That's what quantum time is for. And I teach that, and I get people into the quantum mode so that some of this can not only fix, repair, but get restored to a proper thing. I teach you how to get into that quantum level. And it does take a little bit of time. It takes linear time to get to quantum time, because you have to get yourself settled in. You have to expand, and that's the part that you have to learn. But once you do, or if you have a session, it goes swimmingly well. I highly recommend my sessions. The classes and the sessions have been off the charts. For me, they've personally been so much fun. Everyone is very lively and interactive, and these are common things, but everyone has their own love story, and everything is still unique. There are commonalities, okay? But how would you get yourself to really feel empowered? It's by getting you into that mode. It's by getting you into that mode where you really feel who you are, and you start feeling some of the higher love energies, because this is all about love, and we got to do it right this time, okay? We can't afford any of those mistakes. If you're going to purge something, you have to go through it, and you have to feel it. There is no sugarcoating that. There's no sugarcoating the fact that there are karmics that, yeah, they might be looking like they're hanging on to something that belongs to you, but how many lives did they hang on, and where did it first happen? And how do we pry their fingers off of it? Off of, you, really? So the karmic was somebody in a past life. And in another dimension, some of the karmics are people that they're good friends from home. It is not true that familiarity breeds contempt. Sometimes familiarity only has a connection to make something somewhat comfortable, familiar, but that is not the same as passion. So if you're ready to feel passionate, if you're ready to get out of the old game playing, and if there is a marital situation, boyfriend, girlfriend situation, let's get it moving. Let's get you feeling better, because that is what I'm here for. My love mission is to help you embody the goddess or god that you truly came here to be, to help you be who you came here to be by expansion of your heart chakra, and to get everything situated in accordance with your plan, and to help you be in love. Being in love doesn't mean just liking a person. It means being completely enveloped in the love from a higher plane, from 5D. So 5D has to have you elevate to it. We are not pulling down an entire dimension. Get off of that false information. One person is not going to do that, even a collective of people. We're not bringing another dimension into this chaos or this election season. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Please check out the links below. Please check out my websites. They're brand new. And if you need help with karmic situations, karmic people, please let me know or email me. Thank you. Bye.